Everybody. This last week we read The Devil's Arithmetic, chapters 1 through 3 by Jane Yolen, and I'm going to go over a PowerPoint presentation to remind you what we learned. In chapter 1, we are introduced to Hannah, who's the main character of this book. She doesn't want to go to her grandparents' house for Passover, and Hannah's mother says that they need to because all Jewish holidays are about remembering. And they're going to be talking about the Holocaust. Hannah's little brother Aaron is scared because it's his turn to read the 4 questions out of the Haggadah. Hannah and her family arrive at her Grandpa Will and Grandma Belle's apartment. And we find out that Hannah's grandparents also live with her Aunt Eva, who is her Grandpa Will's sister. And Hannah is Aunt Eva's favorite, and she's in fact named after one of Aunt Eva's deceased friends. In chapter 2, Hannah talks about how her grandfather was in a concentration camp, and we've learned a little bit about concentration camps, so we know the horrors that he must have been through. When Hannah was little, she wrote numbers on her arm in pen and to get her grandfather's attention, and her grandfather scared her because he got so angry at her for writing on her arm. We also find out a little more about Hannah's Aunt Eva, who was never married and stayed with her brother and his wife and helped raise Hannah's father. And Hannah used to think that her Aunt Eve was magical, but as she's gotten older, that magic has faded. But Hannah does talk about when Aunt Eva lights the candles on the first night of Passover, she does feel that magic again. Chapter 3, Hannah is not happy being at her grandma and grandparents, and she's looking forward to spending the next Seder with her other grandfather, her mom's dad, and her cousins. Hannah is served watered down wine for the first time, and as we see later on, she starts to feel dizzy from that wine. Hannah helps her little brother Aaron read the 4 questions, and then Aaron hides the afikoman, and Hannah is reminded of when she used to hide it, and she hid it in the same place every year, just like her little brother. Hannah, after feeling dizzy from the wine that she's been drinking, decides to give her whole glass of wine as a gift to the prophet Elijah. Hannah is then rewarded and is told she gets to open the door for the prophet Elijah, but she thinks it's just a baby story. However, when Hannah opens the door, she doesn't see the hallway, but she sees a green field and a lowering sky, which means that it's becoming night, so the sun is setting. Again, please take a moment to pause the video and answer these multiple choice questions. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. See you later.